All right, peace and blessings. Assalamu alaikum, shalom, family. Get out the way. My little snacks I had up in here, all gone now. All right, peace and blessings. Assalamu alaikum, shalom. Thank you for taking the time out to watch this video this afternoon. And this is, we're picking up with our video that we had on our morning drive, but we got clipped on our morning drive. So, or at least on my end, it stopped. Or at least I thought it stopped. Screen froze up. So, but we're going to continue this afternoon. And I just want to make sure we are cooking with Crisco, as I say. I like to say that we are cooking with Crisco. So, yeah, we're good. So we are in my little office that I have since I'm up here in Philly right now, and I'm very grateful for this little office while I'm here to get this stuff done. And so our topic again is the greatest desire of our enemy. What is the greatest desire of our enemy? And period, point blank, the greatest desire of the enemy is to kill you. You know, they want to use your life resources for not your betterment, for their betterment. And so understanding that we got decisions to make, right? We can't sit around and be playing stupid and not understanding the realities that are actually on the ground, understanding the realities of what really need to be done. We got to understand it, and then we got to move to make it happen. So we talked about how the enemy does, when he throws out a net like the fishermen do. They throw out that net and they let it go around the boat or whatever, and then they, pull the net up out the water and all them fishes in there. Then they bring the net back onto the boat and drop it, and you got a whole lot of fish within your net. Well, that's the same way that the enemy is. That they do things in the very same way when they're going after to get to see, who they can catch in their net. And there's different things that they use to catch you in the net. Now, that's one way of the enemy gathering up our people, by using that net approach. Then the other approach that they use is just the little fishing rod, right? They go ahead and they throw the fishing rod out there, and they, wheel it and let it in, because they got a specific bait for a specific type of fish that they're trying to catch, right? They're in a specific area because that fish that they want is in that area. So they're going to be out there with their little fishing hook to catch them, not like the net, but catch them one at a time, pull them up, look at them, put them in the boat, put them in the bucket, go get me another fish. They have used our bodies. They have used our persons just like that. Just like that. They will advertise. Yeah, we're hiring. Come on and get a job. Come on. You go there. You sincerely work. You come there on time. You leave on time. You go to break on time. You come from break on time. But you're not getting paid a livable wage. Then next thing you know, you find yourself working overtime and you ain't even getting paid for it. But you're giving your life's energy to help them produce a product that you don't get no benefit from. Draining from, taking from, not adding to, right? A parasite gets on you, starts sucking from you. But it ain't giving you no nutrients, but it's pulling your life's essence right from you. Catching you up to drain from you. Now, when we understand about the different, let me see if I can, because I want to see if I can do this at the same time. When we understand that the enemy's world is the transitory system of beliefs, standards, and priorities that are opposed to our God, influenced by sin, controlled by Satan, and accepted, embraced, and promoted by the society in which we live. Now let's understand that. When we're looking at the enemy's world, it's a transitory system. What does that mean? When it's a transitory system, means that it's always changing. It's always changing. It's not constant. What was good yesterday is bad tomorrow. What was bad yesterday is good today. There's no consistency in it, right? So it's a transitory system of beliefs and standards and values. Let me give you an example. At one time, it was the public sentiment, or it was seen as, if you were gay, then that's a bad thing. And they kept that stuff at home. Now, it ain't kept at home. It's an all open thing. It's everywhere. You can be watching a movie and you see more gay couples in the movie than you see straight couples in the movie. So the standard has changed. Now, which was shunned is embraced. At one point, prohibition. You couldn't drink. It was illegal to drink in America. It was illegal to drink alcohol, right? Because they said it was bad. It was anti-God. Because America is supposed to be founded on godly principles, godly beliefs. So they said, well, drinking alcohol is bad, so we're going to ban it. Can't do it. Next thing you know, a few years later, boom, you can do it again. We changed our mind. It's all good. At one point in time, America used to be about what? Family values. Family values. Anybody know family values no more? Now it's screw the family. It's about self now. Here used to be standards, values, beliefs, and priorities. But what we have is standards, beliefs, and values and priorities that are opposed to our God, but they are influenced by sin. Sin is the departure from right. So they're influenced not by what's good for you, not by what's best for you, but it's influenced by what's worse for you, what's wrong for you. So that's why when people see you doing something right, they may ask you, what's wrong with you? Why would you do that? Why didn't you keep it? Man, I'd have kept it if it was me and I saw him drop that money, I'd have kept it. See, listen to the conversation. What's wrong with you? Because you did the right thing, not because you did the wrong. You did the right thing. So the question is, what's wrong with you? Instead of, that was a good thing that you did. So understanding the twists and the turns that this world that we're in is not the world of our God. It's not a system. It's not a standard. Priorities are not of our God, but they are of the cracker, the devil, Satan. Now, the society has accepted and embraced and promoted these negative behaviors. See, again, let's look when we look at the embracing of homosexuality, because that's what it is. It is embraced now. The society has embraced it. Individually, you may reject it, but then you may be scared to speak out. Because if you speak out, then the society may move against you because you said what was right. Now, when you see people like T.D. Jakes, all these preachers who said God called them to teach, But you ask them about homosexuality, and they say, well, we got to mature. We got to grow up in the time. We got to do this. We got to do that. We got to love everybody. We got to accept everybody. Does God accept that behavior? The God we serve, do he accept that behavior? No, he don't accept that behavior. But these ministers, these pastors, these preachers will tell you it's acceptable now. Oh, really? Well, if you gonna lie, you claim God called you to preach, and you gonna turn on your own God so that you can be acceptable by society. That's a problem. That's a problem. And then you wonder why Reverend Chickenfoot, you wonder why Reverend Chickenfoot, you see him and he's suffering from all these worldly sufferings because you don't represent God. Y'all remember the pastor who was videotaped going down on a girl, on his wife, best friend's daughter. Y'all remember that was a big thing. Video on Twitter and everything of him going down on her. And that's pastor. Pastor, why are you doing that? Why are you doing that? Because you're in love with the world. You've accepted their way. That's why you're doing it. Because if you were still a man of God, you'd have rejected that. But no, because you are controlled by Satan. You've embraced and you've promoted their set of beliefs, standards, and values. You made those priorities as opposed to the priorities that God has laid down. See, that's why we don't be successful, because we're not following the right way. We following the way of the cracker. Anything that the white men tell you, yeah, you can do it, it's good to go. But it ain't. See, the world wants us to love it. It wants us to love it. It appeals to us from the outside of ourselves by luring us to pursue what they offer. It attacks us with desires, just like the flesh. The desires of a world that's bent on destruction. And they want you to go right along with it. Right along with it. Because it begins to break you down inside. You know what's right, but because the world say this is the way it's supposed to go, because society say this is the way it's supposed to go, because the crackers say this is the way it's supposed to go, then you're going to break and you're going to go that route. But what is the results from you going that route? You're going to get caught up in that net. And you have to be wise to understand what it is and what it should not be. Look, if you lose money, you ain't lost nothing. You ain't lost nothing. If you lost some money, you ain't lost nothing. If you lose your health, okay, now you've lost something now. But if you lose your character, who you are, you done lost everything. You've lost everything because you lost your sense of self. That is, if you had a good character or have a good character. And you got to understand this, because in order to escape the net from the enemy and his world, it starts by having good character. You got to reject the beliefs, the standards, the values of this made-up world. You're not going to be successful unless you do reject it. And that is our reality. There's times in our lives, right, where we go through struggle, we go through fighting to do what's right. And in our fighting to do what's right, sometimes you feel alone. You in the desert. You remember Job, how Job was sitting in the dirt. And he was just, why, why I got this, why I got this, everybody turning against me. And times you feel just like that. At times you feel, especially when you're under attack, you feel like you're in the desert. Now, there's a scripture in the Bible that says, it's either Bible or Quran, where it says, come sit thou down in the desert. So what does the desert symbolize? What does the desert mean? Well, the desert is emptiness, loneliness, isolation. There are no distractions in there. So within the desert, you get clarity, revelation, and purity. Because the setting, the terrain is so difficult and threatening. And you got to overcome those barriers and obstacles. You have to challenge. So you're in the desert. You're in the desert. And the minister said, make straight a highway in the desert to our God. Now, while you're in that desert, it will help you build your character, your obedience, and your humbleness. You're out there alone. You're in the desert. Because God is preparing us for our next phase. You got to understand this. See, we all know what we want. And we pray to the God, Most High, to help us to get what we want. But the question is, if you get it today, are you prepared for it? Are you prepared for it? Some of us are not prepared for it. So if God gave it to you today and you're not prepared for it, how are you going to handle it when it's given? How are you going to handle it when it's given? So there has to be a period of preparation first. So that when you get it, you're able to handle what it is that you've been wanting, what it is that you've been asking for. So you got to be prepared. And as we get ready for the increase and the growth, there has to be a season, a time of preparation. So are you prepared to get what you're asking for? We got to be prepared. And I look at this time now that I'm away from Mississippi as my time in the desert, getting prepared for the next phase of this work. You got to be prepared for the next phase of your work. So you're in the desert. We got to be consistent in our work. And when the difficulty comes, we got to remember, we got to remain, we got to stay in the arms of the Most High. Because it was the Most High who gave you his breath of life. Of life. He breathed that into you. and your body became a living soul, the breath of life. So if it's his breath that sustains us, how can we feed from the enemy expecting that our lives will be sustained? It ain't gonna happen, because you're eating from the wrong source. And you got to stop eating from the wrong source so you can get the right nourishment that's required for you to do the work that you got to do. You got to stay hooked up to the right power source. See, the God sees us as we really are. He sees us as we really are. And we got to be humble enough, wise enough to listen. Because every move of God is preceded by a sound. It's preceded by a sound. And you need to understand that. When I was sick with COVID, I heard a lot of things about what's coming up from my God. I heard a lot of things. And he was telling me so I can get my mind prepared for it. Because when the time came, I wasn't prepared. But it wasn't like it was some type of thing that came out of the clear blue sky. I knew what was happening, but I wasn't prepared for it. I wasn't ready for it. I didn't want to be ready for it. But it was happening regardless of whether I was ready or not. It was happening. Whether you're ready or not, it's happening. But the move of God is always done. You will always hear a sound before it happens. You will always hear a sound before it happens. And we got to be able to understand that. Now, we, Black First, we are built for the storm. This is the time that we are built for. We're built for the storm. The calm doesn't suit us because we were born for battle. We were born to challenge. We were born to destroy. We were born to overcome. This is what we were born for. And we got to understand that. Peace and blessings, brother Angel Snubnose. That was an excellent video that you did on Brother Bay's channel. And being able to watch how Noble was just destroyed and made to look real foolish by Brother Bay. And I'm sitting back there watching this right before my eyes, because the whole time I watched the sentiment of the people total. I'm taking the whole thing in total consideration. It turned from being negative on you to it turned to be negative on them. Happened over there with Nandy and them. It happened again there on Brother Bay program. And it's happening throughout these YouTube streets. When you hear people and watch people talking about it, it was like, damn, Sister Noble, you had a good character. Now, you like a piece of crap on the bottom of people's shoes. And your quote unquote friend ain't saying nothing to you to say, hey, chill out, because, you know, we're looking stupid, or you're looking stupid. But hey, you turn hypocrite, and the God will give you a devil for your friend. If you ain't learned nothing, you better go back and watch that video that y'all did on Bay's channel, on Tariq Bay channel, and learn some lessons. Because he as he said, you a few sandwiches short of a picnic yourself. And that's the reality of it. But I'm telling you. So I learned from watching this whole thing, drama play out. I learned. I saw how you, Noble, went from quote unquote being attacked to the attacker. And I even told you this in the email. I counseled you in the email, hey, you may need to stop. But my words came straight out. You walked right into it and you lived it. And now, you know, on these quote unquote YouTube streets, your character, it is not the same as it used to be. Be wise. We all gotta be wise. But that was a good learning lesson for me, because y'all were at it. Y'all went through channel to channel to channel, to channel to channel to channel, to channel to channel to channel to channel, to destroy this man. To destroy this man. Talking about his mama, his family members. Talking about when he dead, y'all gonna go to his grave and celebrate? When the man's dead? Oh, I want you dead. Really? Really? This that ain't even my subject. But, you know, that is a learning lesson for us all. As Brother Tariq Bey said, get out the way. Get out the way. Because if a person done you wrong and you right there, then you're in the way of the, as he said it, the universe bringing the karma that they earned. You're in the way. So get out of the way. Get out of the way. So those who have done wrong to me, I'm getting out the way. I'm getting out the way. Because we got to understand and learn what's going on, because we got a battle that's coming. See, we wasn't around when they was hanging us back in the day like they were. We wasn't around during the Red Summer. We wasn't around doing all that. But we about to meet that. We about to meet it. And we got to be ready for it when it comes. Because it ain't no such thing now. We ain't going to do like was done then and turn and run away. Ain't no such of that. As we said, you want this, you come get it. And we're going to give you all the death that you looking for. Because ain't nobody running. Ain't nobody scared. You living off past paradise. You living off a past paradise when your daddies, your fathers, your mothers, your uncles were killing people who were not fighting back. That's the time that you riding off of. Well, that's not who we are. We ain't no turn the other cheek and let you get us again. Mm-mm. So this time of preparation that we're in, we got to take advantage of it and make sure that we're in right standings with the Most High, because we going into battle. We're going into battle. It ain't no time for no punking out. Ain't no time to be, oh, I'm scared. Look here. You better get you some strength from somewhere because it's about to go down. You think that I was on a meeting the other night and a brother was talking about Kyle Rittenhouse and how he got off and, he was praising Rittenhouse. And I said, brother, in all truth, you're not looking at that thing the way you should. Because Kyle Rittenhouse, he went to that Black Lives Matter protest to kill niggas. That's what he went there for. But he wound up shooting on white folk and killing them. But his desire was us. And what's dangerous that you better wake up and understand when the judge said, you can't call those people who were shot and killed, you can't call them victims because they're not victims. But you can call them rioters, looters. And he used another negative word. I don't remember what it is, but he used another negative word and said, you can call them that, but you cannot call them a victim. Because they were sending the seeds. When they do these protests, go out there and kill them. Go out there and shoot them down. That's why Kyle Rittenhouse got off. They setting the stage. Because what did Thomas Jefferson tell you? Last week, I thought earlier this week, we were talking about Thomas Jefferson. And he said, then we need to put those black people on a different land and get them away. Because if we don't, and they stay here in America with us, there's going to be a war that's going to be so bloody. He said, because they have not forgotten, they would have not forgotten what we did. And even if we let them free, we're not going to stop being evil to them. And since we're not going to stop being evil to them, they're not going to keep just accepting it. So we got to get rid of them, get them off this land now. Because if not, there will be a clash. And it will be a bloody clash. And maybe neither race will survive. Now, this is Thomas Jefferson telling them people, hey, we need to get these black people their own land. We need to support them for 25, 30 years. We need to make a pact with them that if they attack, we'll help defend until they can defend themselves. Because if we don't, America is going to explode in a race war. This is Thomas Jefferson saying this. This is Thomas Jefferson saying this. And we better understand that Thomas Jefferson was not wrong. You hear these white folks and they're, oh, we're going to start a race war. We ready for the race war. See, they talking this foolishness because they think it's going to be easy pickings. They think it's going to be like it was in 1913 when they walking down the street and they see a black person and they pull them off the bus and start beating them and shooting them and doing all this, going up in here and grabbing you out your house and killing you and burning your house and killing you, your children, your wife, your mama, your grandmother. They expect it to be just like that. Not today, baby. You ain't going to find no black men like that. You're not going to find no black women like that that's looking to run. Not today. See, y'all should have listened to Thomas Jefferson. And just like I knew what Thomas said, y'all could research it and know what Thomas said. But no, you want to say, see, this is the mind of these demons. They want to say, yeah, we got to use them for our benefit and for their degradation. And if they don't like it, kill them all. That's their mind. That's why when you see the cops killing us and there's no real punishment, because what? You ain't did nothing. It's just a nigga, and a nigga ain't nothing. So that's why there's no real movement. But the moment you go kill somebody, what happens? Your ass gone just like that. Look at the brother, what was his name? The Somalian police officer in Michigan. And he shot that white woman. It wouldn't have to be no whole long people crying and protesting for justice. They arrested him, charged him, and now he's serving years. Charged him with a depraved mind. A depraved mind. You imagine that? How the gall that these demons gonna charge a black man with a depraved mind. And it's like, really? In this other meeting, this sister got mad with me. And I have to try to learn to do better in speaking my mind, because not everybody is ready to accept what I got to say. But she was angry because people were saying that the behavior that Black Americans, quote unquote, display is a part of their culture. And she was saying that's incorrect. You can't judge a people by their behavior and say it's part of their culture. And so when it was my turn to speak, I said, well, I disagree, because when I look at white folk, or let's just start with the government. What is their behavior? Robbery, murder, killing, stealing, everything. The whole 9 yards. It's in the nature. It's in the nature. Now, what are the people? What are the people, or who are the people that's running government? What is the mind of them? Because whatever's in their mind is what their hands produce. Now, I said, when you look at black people, yeah, we may rob a store. We may rob you on the street. We may break in your car, break in your house. But when you compare that little robbery, that crime, to a person who kidnaps a whole group of people, who tries to kill off a whole group of people, who just don't take, this little piece of part of land, but they steal countries. Black people haven't done that. We haven't done that. I say, we live in a culture where you got to buy your children a bulletproof backpack in order to go to school. Now, when I was going to school, I didn't think about I needed a bulletproof backpack. But your children going to school, you got to buy them a bulletproof backpack. Why? Why you got to buy them a bulletproof backpack? Because some damn cracker in the school is shooting. So you got to get your child a bulletproof backpack so they won't get shot in the back and die. This is the time that we living in. I ain't making this up. This is who they are. So do their behavior dictates their culture? You're damn right it does. You're damn right it does. They rob countries. They know how to be better than the chameleon. They'll learn your culture, take it from you, and dominate it from you. And you be sitting back like, damn. You all seen it, the white boy out there playing the drum, playing the African drum. And he play it better than you. Why? Because he's a supplanter. He's looking, he's watching, he's learning. Next thing you know, you out of the job and he playing in your band. This is the reality. I ain't making it up. This is the real deal. This is the real deal. So when we understand that the culture that they bring is death itself, and if you intermix and intertwine, married in that culture, what is it going to produce? Death. It's going to produce death. Because we all know the devil cannot give you life. but he can give you death. So we have to be prepared now for these next stages that we're moving into. We got to be ready for these next stages that we're moving into. I heard this white preacher, and I think in the old channel before they shut it down, I think we even played the video, I believe. And he was talking to the congregation of all white people. And he said, black people, they're God's people. They're God's people. And if you don't like them, you better shut your mouth. You better shut your white mouths. Yeah, y'all raised down in the South, and you may be racist, this, that. But they are the people of God, and you better shut your white mouth. I'm telling you now, you better shut your white mouth. They heard it. They got on their feet and was clapping. But did it change any behavior? It ain't change no behavior. It ain't make them better. It's who they are. And when you accept that for the reality, you see things totally different now. Because you ain't worried about trying to be friends. You ain't worried about, I want a hug. You ain't worried about, let them love me. You ain't worried about it. Because you see them as they are. And you know what they desire for you. You know what they desire. So stop wasting your time offering them love while they drive you out. Have you no sense at all? How many more years do you need to see that they ain't changed? You all watch this critical race theory going around, and they go on the school board saying, I don't want this taught, and then they never been taught in school. They never been taught. But they get out here and saying all of this, yeah. And you sitting up at home thinking, how white people change. Oh, it ain't like it was in 1954, 1960. You should stop trying to be a nigger. Ain't nothing changed. They are the same low down dirty bastards that they were back then. They same today. Ain't nothing changed. Ain't nothing changed. Ain't no difference between Adolf Hitler, Kyle Rittenhouse, or what the cracker that went into the church that shoot up our people? Somebody in the chat tell me that. What was his name? Dylan Roof. Ain't no difference between Kyle Rittenhouse, Adolf Hitler, Dylan Roof, or Joe Biden. Ain't no different. Ain't no different. There is no different. Because at the end of the day, their thought is not what's best for you. It's not what's best for you. It's what's best for them at the end of the day. Now, how they get there, that's where it is. They still got the same thought, and you want to love them. You wanna embrace them. Ain't no way. Why? Why is it John Brown? Now we know John Brown, right? We know of John Brown. John Brown is the only, and his sons, the only white people that we know of in America that went out to kill other white people for our freedom. It wasn't like the whites in the U.S. Army, they had to go. They were made to go. They were paid to go. But he did it on his own. Because he had a moral belief in what he believed. And so he went to go kill on that. Now, if you believe what they're doing to us is wrong, and you want to be an ally, how many crackers have you killed? How many have you killed? What have you done? It's because you hold a sign, say Black Lives Matter, and you march in the heat. That don't mean nothing. That don't mean a damn thing. Now, some black people that don't understand the time and what must be done, you may make them say, "Ooh, times has changed." Shit. No time. That's a smoke and mirrors. That's a smoke and mirrors. Just because a white person carry a sign to say Black Lives Matter, that don't mean a goddamn thing. They ain't changed nothing. That's for show. That's symbol without substance. Because just understand the pure phrase Black Lives Matter angers the shit out of white folk. Just the phrase. I mean, if you really stop and think about it, just those words, Black Lives Matter, it drives them crazy. They hate those words. Now, you ain't saying you shouldn't kill black people. You shouldn't kill black lives. You ain't saying save black people. You only saying that their lives matter. That's all you saying. Which at the end of the day, you ain't saying much. That's akin to what Barack Obama said about Trayvon Martin. Yeah, if I had a son, he looked like Trayvon. Nigga, what? What? That's the best you can say? If you had a son, he'd look like Trayvon? That's the best you can say? That don't mean shit. So when Joe Biden say, oh, when the president say something, it matters. Because the president said you shouldn't commit police brutality on black people. Black Lives Matter. Nigga, that ain't changed no policy. That ain't stopped them from doing it. That's empty words. That don't mean nothing. But yet, he wants you to believe what comes out of President's mouth, it matters. Shit. If that was the case, if it was just that simple that, well, what comes out of a president's life matters. Hell, President Nixon said, I believe in black power. I like black power. Black power. That's what Nixon said. Did it change anything? Did anything stop? Hell, LBJ said, and we shall overcome. Did it change anything? Did the need for you to stop marching, has that changed? Has those reasons gone away because LBJ said, and we shall overcome? Did anything fucking change? No. Ain't nothing changed. So a president's words must not matter. Here's hell. FDR said, yeah, I agree with everything you said about the Negro. Yeah, I agree. Education, schooling, money, all that, equality, the desegregation, bring it up to make everything equal. I agree with you saying. You're right. That's what the president said. But it ain't changed nothing. Then the president said, will you do me a favor? And the brother said, yes, sir, Mr. President, I'll do you a favor. He said, go out in the street and make me do it. And make me do it. That's what he told him. FDR, who's supposed to be, quote unquote, the nice liberal president that done so many good things. He said, go make me. You know how that is when we were little coming up. And some of us still say it now. Why? You say what? Make me do it. They tell you, shut up, make me do it. What you gonna do? Make me do it, right? So that's what FDR told him. Make me do it. Go out there in the street and make me do it. Do we still got inferior education from the cracker? Yeah. You still dealing with police brutality? Yeah. You still dealing with inequality? Yeah. You still dealing with racism and discrimination? Yeah. Ain't nothing changed. Why ain't nothing changed? Because you trying to love the cracker. You don't understand that they bottom down line at the end of the day, they want you dead. They want to use up your life force, use up your life energy for their benefit and your degradation. Simple as that. Their benefit and your degradation. And you going to let them? You going to offer them love while they offer you hate? You going to let them? Or you going to wake up and understand, to hell with that. To hell with that. I'm a free, independent person. I don't need your love. I don't want your love. See, what we better start understanding is their responsibility to us. They owe you a responsibility. And you owe yourself a responsibility. I owe you a responsibility. You owe me a responsibility. We have a responsibility that's a two-way street. And we better understand it and get busy conducting ourselves as we should, because the death march is coming. I'm here to tell you, it's coming. They ain't playing. They are not playing. I don't care where you are on this planet. You dealing with the British cracker, you dealing with the South African cracker, you dealing with the Brazilian cracker, you dealing with the Australian cracker. They all are united in how they think about us. They all are united in their desire when it comes to us. They ain't no different. The French cracker ain't no different. The Spanish cracker ain't no different. The Arab cracker ain't no different. They're united in their understanding and their desire on us. Don't matter whether you dark skin, don't matter whether you light skin. You still a nigga that deserves to be dead. That's how they think. Don't matter whether you in England, don't matter whether you in Brazil, you in the Caribbean, you in Africa, you no matter where you at, you in America, they see us all the same. You's a nigga. And you deserve to be dead. That's how they see us. That's how they see us. And their little fake religion, their fake religion, their fake religiosity. Oh, we love God. We love all of God's people. Bullshit. Bullshit. It was the Pope in Rome and the papal bull that made you a nigga. That came out the church. That came out the church. So you was a nigga in 14, whatever that was, and in 2022, you still that same old nigga. Coming out of the church. Coming out of the church. Don't matter. You say, well, I don't come out of the church. I'm out of the mosque. Alhamdulillah. Rabbil Alameen. You got your kufi and your stuff on and you walking like a goddamn Arab. Trying to be like them. How they treat you? They treat you good. They treat you the same goddamn way. They don't give a damn about you. Look how they beat on our people over there. No matter whether it's a woman or a man. They whooping your ass like you their baby. Like you their child. Don't tell me about there's no racism in Islam. No, it may not be in the book, but goddamn it, it's all up in your practice. All up in your practice. And now you got the Chinese over in Africa whooping your ass and whooping your ass in their country. See, you better understand why they go to these museums here in America with their little camera and they taking pictures. And you wonder why that they're not, empathetic. They don't have no empathy towards black people. But they come to our communities and open stores and get your money, but there's no empathy because they don't care about you. It's in their culture. You understand? The damn Asian lady said it's in their culture to hate black people. You ain't gonna change it. So since it's in their culture, get them the fuck out your community. Get them out your community. Brother Muhammad, I'm repeating what the Asian lady said at the red table. So if I'm wrong, she wrong because that's where I got it from. She said it on the red table. You go get the red table. I think we had it on our other channel before it got terminated. And you heard it out of her own goddamn mouth. How she said it's their culture to hate black people. It's their culture. See, they go to these museums and they see what the white man done to us. And they say, y'all outnumbered the white man during that time. And he slept quietly. And y'all didn't kill him. You didn't raise up and kill them all. You consistently was butchered, beaten, killed. They didn't spare your old. They didn't spare your cripple. They didn't spare your crazy. They killed you all. And you still walking around here with them in peace? So the Asians say, well, shit. If you let the white man do that to you and you made them rich, you about to make me rich because I ain't going to do all of that. Now I'm going to fuck you over, but I ain't going to fuck you over like that. I'm going to be mean to you, but I ain't going to be mean to you like that, but you going to make me rich. So they take their ass over to Africa. Yeah, let me get this. They bring their ass over to America, set up in our community. Yeah, I'm about to get rich. All for you. Because they watched history and they saw, damn, they did all that shit to y'all and they still around. So they say, I'm coming to get me a piece of the cake. You got these fucking Arabs living in the richest country. They got oil, they got money, but they bring their asses all the way over to America and set up shop in our community. Why? Because they've been to the museum too. And they saw, shit, they got done law like this. And they're at peace with it? Fuck. Let me go over there and get me some money. So here they come. Here they come. None of these businesses should be in our communities. Not the Indian, not the Arab, not the cracker, and not the Asian. There should be only us, for us, by us. But that's not what's going on. Because we have allowed enemies to come in and do for us what we could do for ourselves. I told the brother the other day, no, when those riots take off and stores get burned down, I don't feel sad. Burn them all the fuck down. Burn them all down. Make businesses pay. Because they shouldn't be in our community anyway. Now we rebuild the building and put our own damn store there. It's just that simple. You can't go. If I wanted to open a store, I can't go to the cracker neighborhood and open a store. I can't go to the Asian neighborhood and open a store. I can't go to the Arab neighborhood and open a store. Well, I can go there and open it. Don't mean I'm going to make no money. And it damn sure don't mean that I open it up today, it'll be burned down tomorrow. Why you don't see nothing but in Chinatown, you see what? You see Chinese stores. You don't see no black store. You don't see it. and we got to get it. We got to do everything we do to turn this tide, because the enemy is coming. And he ain't coming with no teacups. They coming to kill, because they understand their world is going down, and they going down with it. And they're trying to hold on to power as long as they can for their babies. But their day is over. They desire death for us. They come with that bullshit, and we're going to give them everything that they're looking for. That's a promise. That is a promise. It's not your day to day, baby. We're not born to put up with that foolishness. Not today. Not today. We need to get in it and give them what they're looking for. Give them what they're looking for. Give them that. I listened to a brother, not Langston Hughes, but I think his name was Hughes. He was a slave, and it's one of those slave narratives where after slavery, the white folks went around with their tape recorder and started taping the slaves, the former slaves, about their experience. And the one brother said, he asked him, he said, well, the cracker asked him, he said, well, what if they would say, come on back and tell you got to go back in slavery? What would you do? What would you tell them? He said, well, if they told me that I had to go back in slavery, I'll take a gun and blow my brains out, because I ain't going back. I ain't going back there. Y'all ought to go and listen to our family, our ancestors who were slaves. And they were talking, the brother that I was telling you about, he's telling you, he's like, look, don't buy nothing on time. They called it on time. He said, don't buy nothing on time. Don't do it. Save your money, pay cash for it, and get it. He said, because when you buy it on time, you're getting charged more than what it's worth. Don't waste your money. Save your money and buy it straight out. Don't buy it on time. So he's saying, don't make no payments, because you're getting ripped off. Because you got to remember, it went from the day prior, nigga go pitch this bale, nigga pick that cotton, to the next day, goddamn, this nigga is my mayor. This nigga's telling me what to do. I got to go to this nigga store and ask for credit. It changed overnight. Overnight. They lost their world. They lost their reality. And they couldn't deal. See, when they went to World War I, I'm going to say this and then we're going to end. When they went to World War I, they left, America was one way. But when they came back, America wasn't that way no more. Because when they left, their wives wasn't working. They was at home waiting for their husband to, bring the money home. Our people wasn't living in their neighborhoods. We wasn't even nowhere close to their neighborhoods. We wasn't walking on the pavement. We were walking in the street. We wasn't walking with our head up. We were walking with our head down. If we see them coming, we got to look down to the ground. They go to off the war. They come back. What? Their wives are working. Women are working. Niggas are working. Niggas driving. Niggas living pretty good. That nigga living better than me. And they can't get no job. They ain't got no jobs. So the white man walking around pissed off. I ain't got no job. I ain't got no respect. My woman working and I ain't working. I ain't bringing no money home. And look at that no good nigga. That no good nigga over there working. He think he better than me. There was a black woman who was out, just like the color purple. And the white lady came to her and say, you look nice and your children nice. I want you to be my house lady. You can come over and work for me at my house from these hours. And the black sister say to her, no, I'm not. I'm not working for you. I don't need to work for you. And the white lady was offended that the black woman told her, I'm not working for you. She said, my husband is in the military, so he sends his check home every time. So I don't need to work for you. It pissed that white lady off that a nigga had the nerve to tell her, no, I'm not working for you. She went down to the city council to get a law passed that said every black woman gotta work. You can't be home taking care of your children. You need to be working. This was in either North Carolina or South Carolina. Because the black woman said, no, I'm not working for you. What was she saying? I'm not your nigga, and I'm not your slave. I'm not coming to clean for you. Clean it up your damn self. And it pissed off that cracker so bad, she went to get a law change to force her to bow down to my will. See, that's how they think. You got to bow down to my will. And so when the white men came back from the war and they seen that the America changed, it flipped in their mind and they went on a killing rampage. They went on a killing rampage. And it started in East St. Louis, Illinois. 1919, Red Summer. It went from April all the way to November because you were doing better than them, because their reality changed. And their reality is ever a changing thing because we're growing up now. And they see that, and they know in their heart of hearts, they know we better than them. They know we better. They know it. They know where the innovation comes. They know it where the inspiration comes. Where do you get it from? You get it from us. They've used us for our degradation and their benefit. I mean, you just think about it. They brought us here to work these fields, made them rich, made America rich, made America the most powerful country. And what did you get? What did our ancestors who were slaves, what were they able to pass on down the line to us? What did they pass on? What did they pass on? Shh, don't say that to white folk. Don't look at them. When you see Mr. Charlie, drop your head. Don't look Mr. Charlie in the eye. Y'all remember just a few years ago, police pulled the brother over, and the brother said, what you pulled me over for? And the police said, because you looked me in my eye. Think about that. He pulled him over because he looked him in the eye. Not because he committed a driving infraction. Not because he was speeding. Not because he was a criminal. Not because he was wanted. He pulled him over because he looked him in the eye. See? That day is over with. You can't look the cracker in the eye. That day over with. Day over with. We ain't gonna live those days. That's it. It's our time now. And you better be getting ready. You need to be in that gym. Get in that gym. Get your workout on. You already got your bang bang. You be out there to the range. Bang bang. Make sure you can shoot straight. Because they coming. Ain't no ifs, ands, and buts about it. They coming. And let's give them what they looking for. Well, I thank you for joining me, family. And because we didn't get our morning message in, I had to come back and give it to you in the daytime. Because our brother he said, well, I pray that Allah gives you the motivation to get this channel back up and moving in 2022. Because we've been off. Your brother has been through some stuff, but we back now. And so we're going to continue getting back into our groove. Just like we were before, we getting back into our groove. All right? Love you all. As we always say, you kill the nigga in you, I'm going to kill the nigga in me, and our God will reign supreme. We are Black first. Today, tomorrow, and forever. Love you, family. Peace and blessings. Assalamu alaikum. Shalom. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share the video. Let's get our numbers up so you know we starting all over from the bottom again. So let's Let's get our numbers up. Love y'all, family. Peace and blessings.